Hi friends, this is your Python partner here, and now we are going to see how to modify, access or remove the elements in a list. Okay, for this I have taken a variable flowers, which is referencing to the list. It already has some sort of elements inside that. It is rose, jasmine, sunflower and orchid. And now I'm just going to print this flower, and we are going to get the same list with the complete structure of list. Okay. Now after seeing this list, I feel like I have to include Daisy somewhere in this list. And I feel like, okay, let's go for the second position. So in order to do that, flowers of index position 2 is equal to, we have to change that with Daisy. So what is the second position? The item in the prior list, it is sunflower, right? 0 is just 0 is rose, 1 is jasmine and second is sunflower. Now I just feel like adding Daisy in the second index position. So that means in the third value of the list. Okay. So the 0 index position, it refers the value rose, and 1 it refers to jasmine and second is sunflower. Now after writing this flowers of 2 is equal to Daisy, the second position will be replaced by Daisy. Okay. And now we are going to print that flowers. So our list will contain rose, jasmine, Daisy instead of sunflower, because we have changed the value of sunflower to Daisy. Okay. And then orchid. Now this is the thing, to change a certain values in a certain position, we are going to use this sort of thing. How you have to use? With the list name and the index position that you are intended to change, and as well as the value. Okay, fine. Now what if we have to add element to a list in the last? So for that we have append of method. In order to do that, you have to just give the list name dot append of method, and inside that method you have to pass the value which you are really going to add in the last. So in this example, flowers is the list, right? So flowers dot append of, and I'm going to add tulips to the list, that is in the last position. And after doing this, I'm going to print the flowers. So what are the values right now in our list? It is rose, jasmine, daisy, orchid, and now we have added tulips. Okay. Once again, I feel like let me add another one flower into us. So yes, as well the flowers dot append of bluebell. Okay. Now again I'm going to print this flower, and the output is rose, jasmine, daisy, orchid, tulips and bluebell. So append of method, it allows you to build the list very dynamically. Okay, you can just add the elements to the last one by one to how long you want. You can just go for that. And this append of method is really useful in any sort of game or any applications where you really don't have control on what the users are going to enter. In that time, you just have to start with an empty list. Like here, I have taken a variable food, okay, that is referencing to the empty list. And now we are going to build this list using append of method. So food dot append of first one, the item that I'm going to pass inside this empty list is veg rice. Then again next time, food dot append of, I'm going to pass the value, chapati. Then food dot append of, I'm going to give in biryani. And after having all this heavy food, why not have one another ice cream into it? So I just add chocolate ice cream. So fine. So now I'm going to print this list of list name food. Okay. And now this list, already it had added the values inside. So it is veg rice, chapati, biryani, chocolate, ice cream. Fine. So this is the way you have to start with an empty list and have to build it very dynamically, as we said. Fine. Now we have seen how to change the value in a certain position inside the list, and as well we have seen how to add elements in a list from the last, that is to the last. Okay, we have seen we can use that with append of. Now what if I have to insert certain element in a particular position without taking away other elements inside the list? For that we have insert of method. Okay, for doing this you have to give the list name dot insert of along with the position where you have to insert the value that you have to give inside this insert of method, and comma, and the value that you are really intended to give inside that position. Okay, so here I have taken an example a list, that is subject, subject is a variable that is referencing to the list with the contents. It already has history, maths and graphics. And now I feel like I have to add animation into it. And I feel, okay, let me add this in the second position. So for doing that, I have to give the list name. What is it right here? Yes, subject dot insert of method. And the position that I am going to insert this value of animation is at the second position. So now in this list, what is the second position, the value? It is graphics, right? Now I'm just going to insert this animation there. So insert of 2 comma animation. Now I'm going to print the subject, print this list. So we have history, maths, animation and graphics. Fine. Now once again I feel like, okay, let me insert something in the starting position too. For that, subject dot insert of 0, because you always know that the index position in a list that starts with 0. So 0 index position in sense the first element in the list. So 0 comma, of course I'm just going to add a Python programming. And now I'm going to print the subject. And now what you'll get? You'll get the list with the output. The elements inside the list will be Python programming, history, maths, animation and graphics. So that's it. Friends. So just play around with these concepts and write as much as programs you want using this and see how it works. And practice is really important so that the concept sticks very well in your mind. So that's it. Join me in this journey of learning. Let's make this learning a most interesting one. So bye-bye. Take care, friends.